Have you ever wondered why some couples seem to understand each other effortlessly, while others struggle to connect? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of attachment styles, the invisible forces that shape our relationships. These styles, like invisible threads, are weaved into our lives from our earliest days. Our experiences as children, the bonds we form with our caregivers, these are the architects of our attachment styles. They lay the foundation for how we connect or struggle to connect with others in our adult relationships. Think of attachment styles as a kind of emotional blueprint. They guide our actions, our reactions, and even our expectations in relationships. They can lead us towards harmony or discord, understanding or confusion. By understanding these styles, we can unlock new levels of empathy and connection. We can strengthen our relationships and foster deeper bonds. Knowing your own attachment style and that of your partner can transform your relationship. And that, dear listeners, is a mystery worth solving. So how can you identify your attachment style? It's simpler than you might think. Let's dive into the three main attachment styles: secure, anxious, and avoidant. Starting with the secure attachment style. If you find yourself comfortable with intimacy, and you're not worried about abandonment or someone getting too close, then you likely have a secure attachment style. You're able to trust, and you feel trusted. You can give and receive love freely. Picture a friend who is always there for you, through thick and thin, someone who isn't afraid to show their feelings and doesn't shy away when you show yours. That's a pretty clear example of a secure attachment style. Now let's move on to the anxious attachment style. If you often find yourself worried about your relationships, if you fear that your partner doesn't want to be as close as you'd like, you might have an anxious attachment style. You crave intimacy, but you're constantly worried about your partner's commitment and attention. Imagine a friend who is always seeking reassurance, who needs to be told that they're loved and valued, who gets nervous when they don't hear from you for a short while. That's a classic case of an anxious attachment style. Lastly, we have the avoidant attachment style. If you're uncomfortable with closeness and tend to keep people at arm's length, if you value your independence above all else, you likely have an avoidant attachment style. You may find it difficult to trust and depend on others. Imagine a friend who often seems distant, who avoids emotional conversations, who values their solitude. That's a textbook example of an avoidant attachment style. To identify your attachment style, you need to look inward and reflect on your own patterns and behaviors in relationships. Do you see yourself in any of these descriptions? Remember, there's no right or wrong attachment style. They're simply patterns we've developed over time, often stemming from our earliest relationships. Recognizing your attachment style is the first step towards understanding your relationship patterns. Feel free to ask any questions or concerns in the comment section. Now that you know your attachment style, you might be wondering how it affects your relationships. Let's delve into how each attachment style might impact your relationship dynamics. Firstly, consider secure attachment. If you're securely attached, you're likely comfortable with intimacy and are able to trust easily. You're not afraid of being alone or of being too close to others. This balance can create a healthy dynamic in relationships, promoting mutual respect and understanding. On the other hand, if you lean towards an anxious attachment style, you might often worry about your relationships. You may fear that your partner doesn't love you or won't stay with you. This anxiety can sometimes lead to behaviors that push your partner away, like clinging too tightly or needing constant reassurance. Now let's take a look at avoidant attachment. If this sounds like you might struggle with intimacy, tending to push people away to protect yourself. You may fear commitment and prefer independence over closeness. This can make your partners feel neglected or unloved and can create a distance in your relationships. Lastly, if you identify with a disorganized attachment style, you might feel a mix of anxiety and avoidance. You may want close relationships but fear them at the same time. This can lead to unpredictable behaviors and inconsistency in your relationships. To illustrate, let's consider a real-life example. Imagine a couple where one partner has an anxious attachment style and the other has an avoidant style. The anxious partner constantly seeks reassurance and closeness, while the avoidant partner pulls away, seeking independence. This push and pull dynamic can create a lot of tension and misunderstanding. But don't despair. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards changing them. By understanding your attachment style and how it impacts your relationships, you're already on the path to creating healthier, more satisfying connections. Understanding the impact of attachment styles can shed light on your relationship struggles and strengths. So take a moment to reflect on your own relationships. And remember, self-awareness is the first step towards self-improvement. Can you change your attachment style if it's causing problems in your relationships? Absolutely. The first step towards change is awareness. Recognize your patterns, understand your reactions, and identify the triggers that set you off. This self-awareness can be a powerful tool in your journey towards change. Understanding your attachment style is equally important. It helps you comprehend why you behave the way you do in relationships. It's like having a roadmap that guides you to your emotional responses. Then there's therapy. Therapists or counselors who specialize in attachment issues can provide you with strategies and techniques to manage your reactions better. They can help you reframe your thoughts, reactions, and behaviors in a healthier way. Don't hesitate to seek help if you're struggling with attachment issues. It's not a sign of weakness, but a step towards a healthier you and improved relationships. Changing your attachment style is possible, and it can significantly improve your relationships. Understanding attachment styles is a powerful tool for improving your relationships. Today, we've unraveled the mystery of attachment styles, identified the different kinds, and explored their impact on our relationships. We've discovered that whether you're secure, anxious, or avoidant, your attachment style plays a significant role in how you connect with others. We've also learned that changing your attachment style is possible. It may take time and effort, but the rewards are worth it: healthier, happier, and more fulfilling relationships. So what's next? It's time to apply this knowledge. Reflect on your attachment style, recognize how it influences your relationships, and if necessary, start working towards change. Remember, understanding is the first step towards change. So take that step today and transform your relationships. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening content like this.